Right, in this video, let's talk about Cardiff City, and let's talk about the fact that we've predicted Cardiff to finish 6th in League One this season. I'm going to talk about how much uncertainty there is around that prediction and how the best case scenario could be absolutely intoxicating and all the positives that we're feeling, but also the cold, hard reasoning behind the fact that we think 5 teams will finish above Cardiff this season. The negatives won't be a surprise to any Cardiff City fans. First and foremost, it's a club that's been on the decline on the pitch for the last few seasons, and for me, that stems from the decision makers off the pitch. And in the main, they are still the key decision makers at Cardiff City. I don't really trust them to execute a decent strategy, to properly support a manager, and until that they show that they can do that, that will always be a big concern, because whatever happens with a managerial appointment, whatever happens with a summer window, those are the things that are most important for the on-pitch performance of a club. There's uncertainty around the squad as well. When you look at this Cardiff City squad, with no transfers having been made this summer, it's not hard to feel negative about certain aspects of it, because this was a group of players that underwhelmed and underperformed last season. This is a group of players, many of whom don't have a great connection to the club, haven't had success in the blue of Cardiff City, and don't have a huge amount of credit in the bank with the fans. And that is quite a volatile situation from a player and squad profile point of view. But I also think Cardiff City are one of the most intriguing clubs in the whole EFL heading into this season. And I truly believe that the best case scenario for Cardiff City is absolutely intoxicating, could be seriously exciting for the fans, particularly the match-going fans who haven't had a great time over the last few seasons playing in the Championship, and could be fantastic to give the club a whole feeling of freshness and potentially move back up to the Championship over a season or two in League One, and hopefully move back up to the Championship, whether it's this season or next, with a feeling of invigoration. And the key name here is the head coach, Brian Barry Murphy. Now, yes, it was quite a protracted head coach search. You might have people still chuntering about whether or not Barry Murphy was even first choice in the first place. I don't care about that. I am very positive about this man leading Cardiff City heading into the new season. I've spoken a lot about what I perceive Barry Murphy's strengths to be, and clearly, because he doesn't have a big track record as a senior head coach at this level for clubs of Cardiff City's size, there is an aspect of that needing to be seen before it's truly believed. But Barry Murphy is someone that I know, that I have interviewed, and who I've spoken to over the summer since he joined Cardiff. And I feel very, very positively about what he has told me. I'm sure he won't mind me sharing. He's really excited by what he's found since he walked through the door. This is a guy who absolutely oozes football, who oozes player development. He is one of these coaches, and I think this is exactly what you want in the modern game, who is much less transfixed on the idea of buying players to improve in all areas of the pitch. Barry Murphy is someone who sees the potential in the players in the building, and first and foremost wants to work with them to get the best out of them. And you so often see teams come down and think they need a whole revamp, a whole refresh, turn over the whole squad, get rid of the underperforming players, move them on, and buy a whole new batch of players. And that is what we see most regularly. But actually, clubs who do that don't have a great record of bouncing straight back up. Clubs who do that often waste quite a lot of money. That's on 2 levels. You can waste money buying players that don't end up performing as well as you think that they will at League One level. Quite often people dropping down from the Championship, for example. And you can waste money moving players on that have cost you quite a lot of money already for reduced fees just to move them on. Players who feasibly could be reclamation jobs, could do well for your club if the manager gets it right with them, if they can be motivated. So clearly in Cardiff's squad, there are dozens of players who you could see coming good at this level, who you could see having more than enough technical or physical quality to perform at this level if there's a manager that can get the best out of them. And in Brian Barry Murphy and his whole ethos and the noises that he's making since joining the club, I'm actually positive that that could be the case. Whether it's with Salek, whether it's with Colwell, whether it's with Robertson, or the level below, the less exciting names, the less obvious future stars. There's lots for him to work with. I think defensively, yes, there are question marks at fullback at the moment in terms of squad depth, and even question marks around the centre-backs who didn't perform so well at Championship level. But Chambers and Darland and even Fish should find it much easier at this level. They won't be under as much pressure constantly in games, and I think that could be big for them. It's not a stretch to imagine that if you're a player that's been relegated and you're down in the dumps and you're thinking you'll probably be moved on, whether you want to or not, that you probably won't be wanted anymore, that there might be a replacement being signed, you will gain confidence by the fact that Barry Murphy has come in and he has worked with you and hasn't brought anyone else in at this point. That's quite a good thing for me. And then for the young players, imagine how amazing this appointment is. No, there haven't been a load of first teamers signed to block your pathway. And you've gained a coach that's worked with the best young players in the world, like Cole Palmer, that shows genuine passion and energy for your player development. I really think a lot of this stuff has to be seen as hugely positive, and I hope that the Cardiff fans buy into this, and I really hope that they don't just focus on results from week one, because I think that would be something that could undermine the sort of best case scenario where this team does grow and does become something quite interesting and quite special. There's a hell of a journey that Cardiff could go on, and it's a journey that, again, best case scenario involves great football being played, involves academy graduates coming to the fore and becoming star players for the team, involves other players, really high quality players for this level, standing out and thriving at this level. Cardiff could do all of that without making many signings this summer, and that would be a pretty amazing thing. And I think it would be a very enjoyable season for the travelling fans. But there has to be a dose of reality here as well. I keep using the phrase best case scenario, and frankly, if I did that for all 24 teams in League One, we'd have 24 teams finishing in the top 10 of League One. The reality is football isn't quite as simple, and the reality is that the best case scenario is only one of many potential scenarios here. There's another scenario where there are teething issues. There's another scenario where Barry Murphy finds it hard to manage the expectation around Cardiff City, finds it hard to manage what's gone before, finds it hard to manage what might be a bit of a hangover. Now, at the moment, all the noises have been good. All the quotes have been positive, and I'm buying into it, but we have to accept that there is a chance that things aren't amazing straight away for this Cardiff City side. And 6th place may feel a little low, but in our eyes, that's the best representation of how this Cardiff City season will look in League One. We want to hear from Cardiff City fans in the comments below. What are you feeling? Because I reckon there's plenty of you feeling really positive and blinded by the best case scenario. And I reckon there's plenty of you that are cynical, that are not buying into it so much, that have been burned by Cardiff City's last few seasons and aren't feeling quite so good about this. So what's your predicted league finish for Cardiff City? How are you feeling about the season ahead, which kicks off just hours away? So excited about this. Really excited to cover Cardiff City under Barry Murphy on DragonSports all season. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and head to dragonsports.co.uk for all the best Welsh sports news with no ads.